Ladies and gentlemen, next up we have a keynote session, and the topic is going to be Buy Now, Pay Later, the Future of Financing. Can I please call upon stage Mr. Sanjay Taskar, the founder and CEO of Assimilate Technologies Private Limited.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I am Sanjay Taskar, founder and CEO of Assimilate Technologies. And Assimilate Technology is a technology consulting and solution provider company. We help startups and mid-scale company to build their product using our technologies. So we mainly deal with the web app, mobile app development, and custom software developments. So today I'm going to present a concept called as a BNPL, Buy Now, Pay Later, the future of financing or future of credit, we can say that. So how many people you are aware about BNPL or have you heard about BNPL? One? Have you used BNPL? Any? Okay, so can somebody tell me what is difference between credit card and BNPL? So most of you might have a credit card, I think, over here. So when you get the credit card, that's my question. If you have a good CIBIL score, then only you will get the credit card. Otherwise, your credit card application will be denied. So over here, we have a new concept launched in the market, which is called as a BNPL, Buy Now, Pay Later. Okay, so for this, I'll just tell you what is. So so over here, BNPL is a term of financing the other consumers, like a financing that allows consumer to make a purchase and pay for them at the future date. Okay, so it's a kind of credit card only, but it is a cardless payment, we can say. You don't require a hard card with you. You can do it through a soft payment based on your CIBIL score. But here, CIBIL is not mandatory. In a credit card, you should have a good CIBIL score. Based on that, you will get some pre-approved amount, and you can purchase on that particular amount only. But BNPL is the another platform where you will get a option to, without checking your CIBIL and without knowing your CIBIL, you can have a certain amount as a pre-approved amount for you, and you can use that. Okay, so that's the BNPL. And BNPL is BNPL emerging as the preferred payment option while shopping. And nowadays, mainly BNPL is available with the e-commerce platform. Like most of the time, you might have shop on Amazon, you might have shop on Flipkart or other online platform. You see there, along with your other payment option, there will be option like a pay later. Okay, and that pay later option helps you to pay the payment without using your credit card or without carrying your physical credit card, or maybe using your net banking or others. So that help you to pay the payment. So the total the total contribution for the e-commerce transaction value by 2026 will be increased by 14%. Okay, and 9 out of 10 users are more likely to pick store that offers it. So how it is useful? The young generation or the mid generation are preferring for the BNPL, and they are preferring such a store where they are having offers or they are having a payment option as a BNPL. And then 7 out of 10 users use it when shopping online to purchase it. So that's the overall thing. And if we go with the number wise, you can see here the market penetration, 71% of the electronic products are used, people are buying through BNPL. Okay, then 67% people are buying for the fashion and style accessories. Then 57% people are going for the everyday shopping items using a BNPL. So nowadays people are not preferring to use a credit card and other payment options. They are directly going for the BNPL, and you can see the drastic growth over here. And the BNPL is a set so by 2026 is around 40 million market size. So it has a huge thing to integrate with the application. So we'll go for next slide. So how BNPL works? So over here you can see in the first slide the consumer in a first slide, the consumer makes an online purchase or buy in store. So consumer go at an online store or he make a purchase. Then in a second step, consumer select a BNPL as a payment option. Like whenever we are going up for the payment screen, there is option available. Like do you want to pay through UPI, do you want to pay through net banking, credit card, or you have option of pay later. So consumer mostly select the pay later. Then the customer signs up or sign in the BNPL service provider. So nowadays in the market there are few BNPL service providers available, or in India we call them as NBFC. So they are providing a finance over here. And then instant KYC and credit risk assessment done by the BNPL provider. They do the based on your CIBIL or maybe based on a country-wise the identity number. They identify the your score or CIBIL, and then they do the provide the payments. Then BNPL credit approved. Then then next step we have a 7, like consumer complete the purchase and the customer pay directly to the BNPL later in the installment. So the cycle over here is like I am a consumer, I can buy the product from a shop or I can buy the product from online. I select the payment option as a pay later. I need to do a eKYC through the lender who is lending me money. Once my KYC is done, I'll get the approved amount. I'll pay that amount to the provider. That may be an online store or that may be a physical store. I can pay the payment. Payment will be directly credited to the vendor, and product I can take a product immediately over here. So here the benefit is that it's a completely cardless transaction. No need to carry your physical credit card. And the benefit of BNPL over here, the lenders are providing a credit-free or interest-free period starting from 15 days to 90 days. Some of them are giving it up to 24 months as well. So it's based on country, based on a region, it's getting varied. Okay, so due to this concept, the penetration of market for buying now, pay later concept has increased drastically. And we can see the figure, we saw the figures in a last slide. Then next, so we can see over here, the BNPL share, share among e-commerce payment method. So we have some statistic over here and how it is helping e-commerce payment or how it is growing the business of e-commerce with the help of BNPL. Okay, so you can see in India, we got a 3% increase in a business through BNPL. In a US, 4%, in a UK, we can say 6%, New Zealand, 10%, 11% in Australia, Germany has a 20%, then 25% in Sweden. So over here, the awareness of BNPL is very less in a market, and if we could increase the awareness of BNPL, we could give a solution to our, as a technology partner, we could give a solution to our customers who are integrating a payment services for receiving a payment and other activities. So we could give this option and we can increase their revenue. So I'll show you one use case, which we have, 2 use cases which we have implemented with BNPL in a few days, in a few times, in some times. Okay? Then I'll go. So here, the BNPL awareness and knowledge. So how people know about the BNPL and the age category wise, we can understand over here. So we can see here, respondent indicating their source of knowledge and BNPL service in a percentage. So if I consider the age group of 18 to 24, almost 68% people are aware, becoming aware about the BNPL through social media. Okay, then 48% through digital store. Like these people are visiting e-commerce website, and at the time of payment they are seeing that option over there. So that educating them to what is BNPL and how to use that BNPL. Then 41% BNPL service provider advertisement. So nowadays BNPL provider also started doing some advertisement, and they can make aware about the such a things to the people. And then 39% friends and family. We recommend our friends why you are paying your hard cash or why you are paying from your investment. Just use the BNPL, and later on once you get the salary credited or you get your refund from someone, you can pay it later on without paying any interest or with any penalties. So such a way people are getting aware about the BNPL. So this is for 18 to 24 years category. Then 25 to 44 category, we have a different figures, and 45 to like a 54 category, we have a different figures over here. And usage of BNPL, if we see over here, like a online for e-commerce website, it's almost 75%. So which is increase the business for the e-commerce platform. And in store, we can say here like a 25%, it has increased the business of the people. Because BNPL is the like a most favorite platform in a young generation and mid-young generation, mid-young generation. And that helps people to buy the product at whenever they required. So it's kind of, we can say credit card only, but like a cardless credit card. Okay, then credit preference over here. So 45% of the respondent indicated their preference of purchasing from BNPL if they have a credit card. I have a credit card, but still I am not interested to use a credit card. I can pay through BNPL. The advantage over here, we are going to discuss in a detail in the next slide, why we are preferring for the BNPL. Then around 2/3 of the respondent, 75% have used BNPL service through e-commerce website. So as we discussed, 75% people are going for the BNPL through website only or e-commerce websites only. So there are a lot of industries available, others where we can bring the BNPL and we can incorporate. So if we see the age group wise, the preference of the BNPL usage, you can see here BNPL and credit. Like 18 to 24 years of people or generation are using a 30% as a BNPL and 32% as a credit card. So we can see a minor difference. Or in a few days, it will be opposite. So it will go, BNPL will go up and the credit card history will be less. And in a few days, it should not be surprised like a credit card will be completely banned or completely disqualified. So people stop using a credit card as well. Because BNPL is becoming a feature of the finance or credit. And so we can see the figures over here for like a mid generation, like a 25 to 44 years. It's always like a 3% difference, and for 50 to 60 years people, it has just there is a little gap because they are not aware and they are not ready to accept a new thing. So we need to increase the awareness in the age group of 45 to 30 years. Then major value proposition for BNPL. So the advantage of BNPL is that low or no interest rate. Like we know that if we are not paying a credit card bill on time, how much percent we need to pay or how much percent charges they are applying? Almost 36% to 48%, right? Along with late fee and others. But here we are getting like a flexible payment options, and with the help of that, it's max 24%. You will get the final charges. So if we see the penalty charges and interest if we compare these two, you will see the huge difference over here. And that's why people are preferring for BNPL. Then flexibility and convenience. No need to carry your physical cards. If you have a mobile, you can immediately do the payment through a mobile, and we know that we never forget to carry mobile. So that's the beauty of BNPL. Another. And no eligibility of credit cards. So if you have, non-eligibility of credit cards. If you are not eligible for credit card, still you can use a BNPL. Because all the lenders are providing some default credit limit for everyone. Like I am a person, I don't have a credit card, but if I try to get if I try to log into a lender, every lender has set some minimum value, and you can start using that minimum value. And once you start using that minimum value, and if you pay on a time, it starts building your creditability. And once you get the creditability, your score, based on your score, that amount will automatically get changed. And you will get the increase amount based on your payment options or based on your credit history. So over here, we can see the advantage of the, like as a customer, instant credit. I don't need to wait for the approval, like a long approval, or I don't need to submit any physical document to get the credit. I just need to put my PAN card number or maybe some identity number. Based on that, they can approve my loan, and I can get the amount. And second benefit, cheap credit rate. That's the benefit. Second, as a merchant, I can get the increased order volume. Like I have some money, like assume that I have 5,000 rupees and I want to buy something which is going for the amount of 8,000. How I can do that? So I am a shortage of 3,000. So as a merchant, if I have a BNPL platform, like that product will be sold. So I can give the option like a pay with the pay letter services, and you can get the benefit. So whatever amount I have, I can pay that in a cash. Remaining I can do the pay letter and I can sell out that particular product. Okay. Then higher conversion rate. So those people are not buying the things, they started buying the things due to this BNPL because they are getting a freedom over here. Then lender, better reach and higher profitability. So these are the advantage of the BNPL. Then most preferred segment. So nowadays, as we discuss, the e-commerce or electronic products are the most preferred segment for buying through BNPL, which is almost 71%. Then now people are moving towards the fashion, which is 67% fashion and style product, and 57% are preferring for everyday basic shopping. But apart from this, there are other market scope available, or we can say untapped market. So like furniture is another thing. We need a furniture in our house. So we cannot buy all the furniture in one go. Right, so there we can use a BNPL, then like electronic goods and home appliances, clothing, footwear, sport and fitness equipment, travel and accommodation. Nowadays there is a concept TNPL, travel now, pay later. Like I forgot that brand name, like 2 to 3 big brands started using this, travel now, pay later. So using a pay letter service, they are bringing same concept. You can just pay to pay letter service. You can go travel, and once you are back from travel, you can start paying either in a EMI or either you can pay in a one go. So that is a TNPL. Then media and entertainment, health and beauty. So we ourselves develop one product related to healthcare, which is called as a Care Now Pay Later. I'll show you that in some time. Then food and drinks also, we have one use case. We develop it like a Dine Now Pay Later. And we integrated this BNPL concept over there, and which has increased the revenue for our customer by 30%. So that's the beauty of BNPL. Then as a revenue forecasting in by 2030, as I said, the targeted market will be around 40 billion USD. It's a huge. Okay, and it will be have a CAGR of 26% from today to next 8 years. So 26% is a huge increment, and all these estimation we done based on a 2021 and the historical data of 2017 to 2020. Then here how we can help. Okay, so we have extensive experience in integrating a BNPL platform in optimizing the business and aspiring entrant in a market. So we help companies to integrate the BNPL platform and also make aware them how it will increase the profitability for them. Okay, so here we have 2 types of player. One is like an incubement a BNPL player where we review the client existing strategy and operation with existing BNPL space to determine key capability gaps and pain points and challenges. Then option evaluation. So we evaluate the option for the person, which BNPL option could be good and why. So we are helping over there, and then we help them in a growth strategy as well. Then we have a next like aspiring BNPL players. So we find the opportunity evaluation. So we do the opportunity evaluation. So we evaluate the target market based on a client shortlist to understand local or regional demand or dynamics, determining the product wallet opportunity in the BNPL space. Then competitive analysis. So we do identify local as well as regular competitor and market leaders to benchmark the market. Then benchmark the market propositioning or proposition and determine industry best practices. And last is entry strategy. So prioritize market and determine suitable industry positioning along with detailed recommendation on serving offering and operation models. So we help over here with this activity to our partners. So this is a use case which we developed for one of our customer in India. The app name is Vayu, W-A-I-U. Okay, And we developed this, and in this we integrated the BNPL as a DNPL, Dine Now, Pay Later. So this app was launched by Sunil Shetty. He is a brand ambassador for this app in India. And in 3 months, we got more than 1.5 lakh users on this app. And we are, on a daily basis, we are generating a traction more than around 1.5 to 2 lakhs on daily basis. And out of that, we see around 20 to 30% of the transaction are happening through BNPL. So we see BNPL as a future platform or future credit for the operation in the industry. Then this is the dashboard of the customer, and this is another platform we have developed. So till now we saw that BNPL are used for the activity which can be avoided, going on a travel which can be avoided. That kind of a luxurious activity only BNPL nowadays people are using. But we thought can we bring a BNPL in a healthcare? Because most of the time we are struggling with the finance to make a cure for ourselves, our family member. Right, so this is our own product we are building, it's in a beta testing, so which is called as a Cherry Pay, and with the help of this, we are making a BNPL open for all the doctors, pharmacists, and pathological path labs, where you can book the appointment of a doctor, you can go, you can get the treatment, and pay through BNPL. And later on, you can pay either from your salary, or you can convert that into EMIs. So up to you, how you want to pay. So we are developing this product and it's in beta testing. So by next month, we are launching this product in India. So which could help needy people to get the finance and get the treatment on time. Because we observed that most of the time people are avoiding doing a treatment on time due to finance issues. Right. But if we provide a finance, and if they are a simple example I'll give you. If I have a teeth pain, or if I have something like a headache issue, so if like an example of some surgery, which is not mandatory to do now, but if we do it now, it will happen in a less cost. But people are keep avoiding such a thing due to lack of money. They don't have enough money to do that kind of surgery. And they say once I get the money, I'll come and I'll do that treatment. And at a certain period of time, after a certain period of time, what happens? That small injury or that small a pain becomes a huge pain, and you need to spend lots of money bearing those things. So instead of that, if you use our platform, Care Now Pay Later, you will get an instant finance for your healthcare expenses, and you can pay it. And we are covering all the a specialty of doctors in this. It can be dermatology, gynecology, any specialty can use this app. And then another thing we observed mostly in India, we have insurance, health insurance, but we observed over there, not 100% insurance get claimed. Even though all insurance companies are saying we are 100% cover, 100% cashless, once you get the bill, that time they say a room rent cannot go beyond this capping, then this nurses charges is not applicable in policies. This thing happens, and we need to bear at least 20 to 25% as a copay. Right, this is the common scenario, and everyone is facing, I hope. So in that time, instead of asking the money for your friends, family, or someone, we can pay through a BNPL, and after that certain period of time, we can have it, we can pay through our earnings, whatever we are getting. And if you are not capable to pay that on time, we just convert that in a EMI and pay it later on, based on your convenience. So that's the beauty of BNPL. So we saw these two use cases we developed closely. So we are we are understanding the value of BNPL. Okay. So this is about our Assimilate. So thank you. Any questions?
Thank you for presentation. My name is Bahruz. I'm from Azerbaijan. Thank you for interesting topic. And this is the first time I'm hearing about the BNPL. Of course, I have a few questions I want to ask you. First of all, about the BNPL provider. how BNPL provider manage their financial risk, because the insurance company is not really this kind of systems, and if even the banks sign a lot of documents and government is regulate this process, and even you will not pay to your credit card, they can arrest you also. But still there are a lot of the problematic credit with the banks, and how BNPL provider insure themselves.
Sure. So like a BNPL is called as an unsecured loan. It's come in the category of unsecured. So initially they will not start with the big amount. They will start with some small amount only. And
Even if small, for example, 100 USD per user, if you have the 1,000 user, it's a 1 million. And it's very risky business for the providers and the investor who will put their money to these providers.
so here the responsibility of a lender over here to
Lender, we are talking about the lenders.
sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. I will.
Yeah, so I'm saying over here, the BNPL is a platform we are integrating in a product. Okay, so as a product owner, you are not responsible for that.
A product owner, what you mean, merchant or?
Yeah, no,
No,
as
we
a
are
merchant
talking about
or
the provider and man who is putting his money to this provider. We are talking about only about himself.
yeah, so let me understand the scenario. Like one person buy the product through a BNPL,
Okay.
right, and he is unable to pay the payment on
Yeah.
time, right? So who will be responsible for that? Correct?
Who is responsible? Yeah, of course. But even if the banks cannot define the people who is not willing to pay for that, how this provider will find this person and to get their money from them?
So over here, like they need to provide their identity over there. Like
Okay.
in India, we have a PAN card. So based on a PAN card only, they are allowing us any finance. Like if I go for the home loan, firstly I need to submit my PAN card, and based on PAN card, they can check my CIBIL score. Am I eligible? They will see my credit history and everything. So same thing is applicable for BNPL as well. But in a BNPL, they start with the minimal amount first initially, and they start building your rapport with them based on a credit payment history. How you do?
Exactly. In our country, in Azerbaijan, there are more than billion USD every year problematic credit, which people buy it through the credit card, but they are not willing to pay back. They said, I don't have the money for that.
So in that case,
Do
they make a
whatever you
default.
want.
In that case, they make a defaulter for them, right?
Yeah, but very risky problem. And the second one, why banks not resist this kind of the business? Or maybe why banks doesn't change their strategy? Because if the BNPL market share is increased, as you said before, banks should think about it, and they can do this the same service to the customer.
Nowadays, bank is not upfront giving this thing. They are giving through some NBFCs. Okay, and the benefit over here, like the dependency of collecting a loan and like a recovery of the loan will be with the NBFC. So that's why bank is not upfront giving. But nowadays in India, like 3 banks started giving like a BNPL. Like ICICI Bank is one of them. Kotak Mahindra Bank is another one. So they are started giving like a BNPL facilities directly to the customer. And in a few days, BNPL will become a major platform for the loans and others.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, hi again. We spoke before.
Yes.
I believe this is a counterintuitive but profitable model, and that's why it's expanding, right?
Yes.
And banks are following because they're seeing the risk and return. And they try small, they try it, and it works for them. But you're developing the platform, and you're trying to expand to new regions, working with new banks, let's say. Different countries have different regulations. What are the highest challenges you face when you want to get into a new region and let's say pitch your platform? And how do you address it? Like how do you give them the confidence that, hey, try it, it could work, or how you, let's say, establish the right communication with those banks or those new regions to work on that model and give you a chance to try your platform there, regardless of if it is healthcare or anything. It's the model that we're talking about.
Yeah, so currently, like in India, we started with this BNPL platform, and the initial channel, like a major challenge we faced were here awareness issue. People are not aware about the BNPL. Like those people are doing online shopping. Out of them, like if I assume the 100 people, out of that, like a 10 or 20% only people are aware about the BNPL and they are taking a benefit of it. So first thing, we need to make a awareness about awareness. We need to increase the awareness, and we need to generate the interest for the people. Why BNPL and how it will be beneficial for them. So if we could do that way, then we can easily trap the market. Like we have a concept, care now, pay later. So if we see this concept, if we go on a Google, we'll see hardly 2 to 3 organizations who are providing such a kind of services. We have some big companies, they are giving a loans for the healthcare cure as well. But in that case, it's not an instant. You need to fill the application form, you need to submit the necessary documents, they will give the approval, and later on you need to pay. So that's the biggest challenge over there. So nowadays BNPL is in an unsecured loan format, and it can be easily given to the person. And people are also aware about that. Once they disturb their credit history, they will not be eligible for any loan in the future. So that fear is in a people's mind. So they are paying on time and they are earning a better credit and they are doing the things. I hope I answered your question.
Great session, interesting product, because this is taking a lot of pace in my country as well. A lot of startups doing this. So, but I want to understand from a customer onboarding standpoint, specifically KYC, are you guys doing any soft check, hard check? If you're doing a soft check, is there like an API provided by the Indian government to sort of go through the credit history of the customer?
Yes, so at the time of payment, whenever you are selecting any lender, assume that in a BNPL platform, I have a 7 lender. So out of that, if I select the ICICI Bank as a lender for my payment, once you select that lender, it will redirect to the ICICI payment gateway. Over there, first thing it will ask for the PAN card or maybe your unique identity number. And based on that unique identity number, instantly it will do your credit history check. And based on that, it will show the amount, how much amount you are eligible for that time. So it's directly given through a lender provider only. So no need to do any extra work for that.
Got it. In case of Care Now, Pay Later and TNPL, I think the amount is quite high, right? Like for instance, from a BNPL standpoint, like in Pakistan, it's mostly people getting stuff from e-commerce website where the average basket size is not too much. So what I want to understand is when it comes to Travel Now, Pay Later, or KNPL for that matter, this could be like a lot of money, right?
Yes.
So for instance, if someone wants to go for TNPL and CNPL for the first time coming on your platform, is that possible, or someone has to build that credit history to get enough lending amount? Just want to understand your strategy.
So here, here we have a workaround, 2 workarounds. One, if you have a good credit history, you will get instantly the required amount. That is one thing. But nowadays there are a lot of like a CNPL, like a lot of BNPL providers are available, or lenders available over there. So at a time I can take a loan or I can take a money from multiple lenders. Like assume that I have a 7 lender, I need of 1 lakh rupees. What I can do, ICICI Bank by default giving me a 30,000, I'll take that 30,000. Then Kotak Mahindra giving me 15,000, I can take the 15,000. And if I accumulate all the lenders' money, I can generate that much money. And there is no restriction, there is no barrier. You cannot take from multiple lender at a time. So that is the beauty of BNPL. Yeah.
Morning. Good morning. First, I'd like to follow up on the first question we had from Bahrouz, right? He was asking, where does the money come from, more or less? And I know for a fact that BNPL providers or lenders, as you choose to put them, consolidate those debts and then securitize them into something like CDOs or securities. However, the catch is you have a cap for people who will default. If the percentage of people who have defaulted go above this cap, then eventually your entire security value will go down, maybe go down to zero, and you go back bankrupt.
Yes.
And during the genesis of credit cards, when Emery card was issued in the 1950s, they ended up losing $7 million, which was a ginormous amount of money at the time, and they disappeared off the market. So here is my question. If you're providing BNPL for people to buy consumer or luxury products at a small sum of money, like our friend from Pakistan was saying, then it's fine. However, if you start providing something like medical care, and you just now said that you can consolidate the money from various BNPL providers, then at the end of the day, the percentage of people who will default will increase, and the interest rates for BNPL does not cover that. Do you think that this balloon will burst anytime soon? Thank you.
It depends on situation. It's not like 100% we can say. So if the people are paying on time with the right approach, then they will get the benefit out of it. So everything has a pros and cons. If we do it in like a destructive mind way, it is always hampering the ecosystem, and at the end it will be making you a defaulters over there in case if you are not paying on time.
I am talking about people who will default. What did you do? You said you do the market studies. Do you have any number in mind in the percentage of people who will default or are most likely to default when you provide medical care through BNPL? Sorry, I rephrased the question.
Sorry, not aware about that.
Thank
I'll
you.
do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll connect after this meeting and we'll discuss on that topic. Yes, thank you. Any other question?
Very valid points by you, actually. I think in this case, specifically for platforms like these, you should consider using AI for credit risk assessment. That's something very hot, and specifically in the financial services industry. Like, I've personally worked on problems where, because if you have enough data, that is basically the challenge here.
Yes, correct.
But then you could also use companies like Synaptic or Zest Finance, who are actually experts at these, and that's why I brought that soft check or hard check question, because I think there's a lot of play of AI, because he's right, and that's why I was saying that TNPL and Care Now Pay Later, they're big, that's a lot of amount, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of risk. So, just predicting who might be defaulting could actually help you preempt, the losses. So, and that's where I want to ask you that question, that have you considered using these methods to build a good customer portfolio and reduce defaults?
Actually, these things will be taken care by the lender as of now. We are not in that, so here we are just integrating the platform as of now. So we are not worried about we are just an intermediate or a platform. Like a customer will pay the amount to the vendor will receive amount, the job is done. So now who will recover that amount? So to recover that amount, the lenders will be there, and he will be following up with the customer and getting the recovery done as of now. But definitely we'll take your suggestion and we'll try to integrate that in our solution. Thank you.
Hey, so just wanted to clarify the points which the friends have brought up. If my understanding is correct, the BNPL and credit card, we should not see it in a different way.
Correct.
It's both one or the other same, right? In case of credit card, the lender is the bank. In case of the BNPL also, it's not the merchant.
It's a bank only.
It's again a bank. Again, when they give you money as a limit, again the same kind of credit history check is happening, same kind of KYC is being happening. The only difference between credit card and the BNPL IC is it's just happening through an app rather than a physical
card.
So the risks, what you have spoken, I mean, the friends before spoken, are same in case of credit card or in case of BNPL. It's no difference. It's just a digitization of
Yes, digitization
credit,
of process.
right?
Yes, digitization of process. And the benefit over here, that like a interest rate, another. So
Yeah,
credit
interest
card has
rate-
a higher interest rate and BNPL has a lower interest
Yeah,
rate.
interest rate, I wouldn't call it as a benefit, because just to start with, to have the customer acquisition, they are doing it at lower interest rates. But
Yes.
once the customer acquisition happens, probably they also might rise up to the interest rates, right?
Yes.
But I would look at it as the digitization of credit process. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Mahadev. I am from the same company, Assimilate Technologies. I want to answer your question, which is, right, you ask the consumers can be the 80% defaulters, right?
I never said 80%.
Yeah, maybe. Can be. Yeah, it can be, right? But we are only providing a platform to all customers or maybe the peoples, okay? And whatever they are going to take a loan or they are taking benefits of from the BNPL, that is not our responsibility. While taking any credit from the lenders or NBFCs, that is taken by the lenders only. They are taking documents, and they are not blindly give you any amount. They are validating your proofs, identity proofs. So based on that, they are approving any credit or amount.
Your problem.
Yeah, we are just a platform. That's it. I hope.
So-
I understand you're a facilitator, you're a middleman between the BNPL, you're like a payment gateway for BNPL.
Right.
So my question should have been addressed to a lender. However, since you are in the market and you've done some market research, I thought you had some insights on the whole defaulting percentages.
Yeah, we asked same questions for the NBFCs or the lenders. So they said like they are taken care by these things. So you don't worry about these things. So based on that, like they are becoming partner to us.
So the whole healthcare care now, pay later model was thought of by the lenders, so they did the market research, not your platform. Is that correct?
Yeah, but
Then I addressed the question.
yes.
Sorry, gentlemen, I have to interrupt you guys. Our time's up, but we know I can see a lot of people have questions and you'd like to take the discussion forward. Sanjay, they'll be grabbing you during lunchtime, if
Sure,
it's
sure.
okay, or our mingling time afterwards, after the sessions are over for the day. So do grab him and you can take this discussion further later. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be available over here. You guys meet me anytime.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. Thank you.